Justin Bieber officially leaves church behind. We got to talk about these new rumors, but before we get into it, hello, my name is Sebastian, and I spill pop culture tea videos every single day. So if you're looking for a new messy best friend, you have found me. You guys happy? Girl, I'm trying to do the preppy, the preppy look. Is this right? I gotta ask ChatGPT. Is this, or is it like this? Comment below, is it like on the front or is it like to the side? I wanted to give you preppy vibes. Anyways, girl, listen, welcome back to my channel. If you are brand new, my name is Sebastian. I spill pop culture tea videos. I am your new messy best friend. The whole vibe on my channel is like we are on a FaceTime call, especially today on a Sunday that I know there's a lot of Sunday blues, a lot of, just, I don't know about you, girl, but do you feel that too? On Sunday, sometimes I just feel so blah. I just feel so like, I don't talk to me, girl. But I also feel kind of alone, but I don't want to be alone. But I kind of want to be alone, but I want to eat, but I don't want to eat. I'm nervous about the week ahead. Like, all these things. So I'm here to keep you company, honey. Okay, forget about everything, girl, and just come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Okay, we got to talk about Justin Bieber because sources are saying that allegedly, girl, he has not been to his very, very talked about and a very controversial church for over 3 months. Check this out. All right, best friend. So the new reports are saying that Justin Bieber hasn't been to his longtime church for at least 3 months amid drama with his pastor and accusations of a cult-like atmosphere of the institution. Insiders have claimed. So let's get into this. It says here that the pop star had previously been pictured attending church home at a non-dimensional church in Beverly Hills with his wife, HAILEY Bieber, but he's been missing in action since March. Now, he's said to be close to Smith, who has been his spiritual advisor for years. However, their relationship has reportedly caused a rift between Bieber and his best friend, Ryan Good. Sources say that Bieber hasn't spoken to Good, who was the best man at his wedding, for a year amid the fallout. Good, who co-founded the star's fashion brand Drew House in 2018, left the church due to its supposed cult-like culture and has been worried about Bieber, according to the outlet. He's been worried because he's not getting no money, allegedly, in my opinion. He has not returned calls for comment on the situation. The tension is also said to have escalated when the star added Smith to the Drew House board, despite Good's reported concerns and the pastor's lack of business experience. Bieber has now distanced himself from the brand, telling fans not to buy the clothing from Drew House. Now, we all saw that video that he did where he announced Skylark. That was crazy. Sources also can reveal that the singer has not been seen at the church monthly in-person services for 3 months, while Smith hinted at the troubles in a rambling sermon this week. So on Wednesday evening, around 250 people shuffled into the iconic Sabin Theater for the so-called Christ Home experience, and Smith apologized as he was late to the stage. So, while Bieber was nowhere to be seen, Smith name-dropped his close friend, former E! News host Jason Kennedy, who was sitting in the audience and admitted pals had been worried about him. Quote, "Recently, I've had a lot of people ask me if I'm okay," which, at face value, that is a wonderful thing to do, right? A text, "Hey, you good? Hey, you okay?" The problem is, when they add up, I start to wonder, maybe this has happened to you. Wait, am I okay? So Jason and I went to Miami this past weekend. It was a great time, and I ran into so many old friends I hadn't seen in a while. And I was kind of taken aback because one person said, quote, "Hey, are you good? You okay?" And I was like, yeah, no, I'm good. And I'm like, "What have you heard?" Then another person, "Hey man, are you good? Are you okay? Should I not be? Yeah, I'm still married to Chelsea. We're having sex pretty regularly. My kids are 20, 18, 16. I don't, quote, end quote." And then another one. And then Another person said, "Hey, you good? You've been on my mind. Thank you. You ever had that?" Someone's like, "You've been on my mind." You're like, "I haven't thought about them in years." You don't say that. Of course, you're like, "Yeah, me too. I mean, it's good to see you." He went on to say, now part of that is like, wow, what a thrill, what an honor, what a privilege. Now, some of you right now already, I've missed you this message because you're like, I wish to God somebody would ask me if I'm okay. But have you ever asked so many times if you're okay that you start to wonder if you're okay? And I'll admit it, in Miami recently seeing old friends, I started to say, no, I'm great. And then I could hear through my own tone that my response was me also telling them, but also telling me that I'm great. He proceeded to reference Bible scriptures and stumbled through the sermon as many of his jokes failed to land with the churchgoers. After an hour, Smith's speech took an emotional turn as he began tearing up and said, "It's life always been about people, but we made it about popularity and we made it about appearances." Smith was unavailable for comment on his relationship with Bieber, but a lot of fans are wondering if this new sermon was about Bieber and about him being allegedly worried about Bieber. Now listen, for me, it sounds like a bunch of bullshit, okay, girl? All right, so first of all, let me just say this, okay? There has been a lot of shady shit coming out from all these people that surround Justin Bieber, okay? A lot of people, in my opinion, want to use Justin because they see somebody who has trauma in, already inside and who is trying to release himself from that trauma, trying to release himself from all of the things that he went through. And I do believe that there are some people that are not good people that want to use Justin.
Man, I'm tired of religion, I'm tired of religion. I'm tired of division.
And, I'm not saying Justin is walking around here like Mother Teresa and he has no faults at all. I'm not saying that, girl. But what I am saying, honey, is that I definitely do believe that Justin Bieber has been treated horribly. I do believe that he has been, I think, honestly, he has been incredibly disrespected in many, many, many forms throughout his life. And I do think that he has tried to find solace. Yes, I know big words. And he's tried to find... just kind of comfort and answers and healing. And I think he's turned to the wrong people, quite frankly. And I think that maybe right now, there's two options, girl. Either he's standing on business having a damn breakdown, or he's standing on business releasing himself from all of the toxicness and walking away from it and standing on his own. You know what I mean? So those are some of the things that I've always thought about. I'm like, okay, girl, the media and the reports are saying that the man is losing it, honey. They're saying that the man has lost it. Not even Dora the Explorer can find it, girl. But the other part of me is like, maybe, and this is just hear me out, girl, because I'm a little bit of a conspiracy theorist as well. Maybe they're trying to make him look bad because they don't have control over him anymore. So they're leaking false stories, or they're setting him up, like he said. If you guys recall, in that very famous paparazzi breakdown video, he says, "Who is paying you to set me up?" Do you guys remember that? If you don't, here's that little clip. Check this out.
I'm a dad, I'm a husband. You're not getting it. It's not clocking to you. It's not clocking to you that I'm standing on business, is it?
We're on the sidewalk, Joe.
I don't give a if you're on the sidewalk. I'm a human being. You're standing around my car. At the beach. You know what I'm saying? You don't think I'm a real guy, do you? You're going to take this video out of context. You're going to say I'm mad. I don't know who the paying you to provoke me, but I'm not the one. Okay? Stop provoking me. I'm a real dad, a real husband, a real man.
All right,
so don't do this to me. Okay?
All right, cool.
I'm not to be with. I don't know who's paying you to with me or provoke me, but I'm not the one. I don't care that you're on the sidewalk. I don't care what kind of dirty work, what kind of nasty you're getting paid in the background to provoke me, bro, but I'm not the one. I'm really not the one. I don't care that you're on the sidewalk, bro. Clearly you're here for an alternate agenda. Why would you want to be here to provoke me like this? This isn't love.
You're not provoking, Joe.
This isn't love, bro. This is weird, bro. Y'all are on some real weird shit. Literally.
All right, have a good night, Justin.
Okay, then go. Then have a good night somewhere else, man. For real.
All right,
Because
cool.
I'm not gonna stand around here and let this happen. No, sir. No way. No how.
All right, cool.
This is the beach.
You guys
People
gotta
get
make
to
room,
be
too.
at the beach. They do. They do.
So that is something that is fresh on his mind, honey, that somebody might potentially be setting him up to get these reactions from him, right? And have him, do all these, antics that bring in a lot of money to these media sites. So I don't know, girl. I feel like maybe him, cutting communication from certain people, walking away from certain things. Listen, religion is a very personal thing, right? I love my faith. I go to church almost every single Sunday. I pray daily, morning, night. I'm very connected to God. I love it. God has been in my life since I was a kid, since I was a baby, and I was not forced on religion. I really found God by myself, to be honest. My mom, of course, encouraged, but she never forced me. And so I definitely believe that it's important, but I also believe that there are a lot of people that use God's words, twist them to fit their narrative and to help them. You know what I mean? So that is something definitely to look at. And I think that Justin, walking away from not only his team, right? Scooter Braun, all these people, touring managers, whatever, but also walking away from these people from the church that Hailey Bieber once criticized. I definitely do think that this is not the worst idea possible. And hopefully he'll find another group of dedicated Christians, as he is, and really have that have no, hidden agendas. Girl, I'm not saying that these people do so. Of course, it's all alleged, but this is what is being reported. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Listen, I wanted to go back a little bit to the Sunday blues thing. I know that oftentimes I get a lot of messages from you guys saying, girl, I feel a little lonely. It doesn't have to be on a Sunday, just any day. I feel a little bit lonely. I feel this. How do you manage not to feel like this? Well, listen, let me tell you something. You could be in a crowded room and still feel incredibly lonely, okay? I think it has to do something with inside of you, something that you have to kind of really look deep down inside and say, okay, what is it that's kind of tugging on my heartstrings? What is it that's really, bothering me? And I feel like there is this kind of loneliness that we all feel, even if we're surrounded by people, that maybe we're just not 100% listening to ourselves. Oftentimes we put so many people before us, we put so many people ahead of us, we put so many people's needs before our needs. And to be very honest, I just really truly feel that sometimes we gotta be selfish. I wish there was a nicer word for selfish. I gotta ask ChatGPT this. I wish there was a nicer word for selfish, because I don't think being selfish is a bad word. I think being selfish is actually sometimes very much needed, because if we are not selfish with ourselves and we give all of ourselves to other people, girl, what is left for us? You know what I mean? That's why I say this, but on airplanes, they say in case of an emergency, put your air mask or whatever it's called on you first before helping others. Because, bitch, you can't help anybody if you're not helping yourself, right? So on Sundays, it's the last day of the week. It's right before the beginning of the next week. I like to go in and really kind of see, what can I do to improve? What can I do to help myself, right? And sometimes, bitch, you just got to be selfish. And I understand that there are moments in our lives that are so, filled up with other people's needs, but at least take 2 minutes of the day to think about what you want, okay? Anyways, girl. And yes, I think this goes hand in hand with Justin, because if he is releasing all of these crazy things from the past that no longer suit him, and I think that maybe he's being selfish and saying, okay, what can I do to move forward and be the best version of myself? So what do you all think about that? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear from you guys. I am so grateful and thankful for you to end the week with you and to start a brand new week tomorrow. Love you all so much, and I will see you on my next video. Mwah.